and taking it past midfield and down the sideline he goes. This is storybook. An opening kickoff return for Damar Hamlin.
2nd and 17. Hamlin has time. Intercepted. Sauce Gardner's got it.
And the Kansas City Chiefs have won Super Bowl 57.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Sportorium podcast. It is Mock Draft Monday, so we're going to hit you with a mock draft. We're going to be alternating picks. I'm going to do the odds until it gets to the Jets pick, then he's going to do at 13th. We are not doing trades, and this is predictive. So not necessarily what we would do, but whether we've heard things or what makes sense for them.
Okay.
Good enough?
Sounds like fun.
All right. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So first overall, gave up a lot to get here, the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think it's a little weird because there's really not like a blue chip guy, in my opinion. CJ Stroud, awesome. Maybe doesn't have the highest ceiling. Bryce Young, very small, is basically his knock. But from what we've heard, CJ Stroud's the guy here. That's who I think makes the most sense because I feel that he has a higher floor than Bryce Young. And CJ Stroud's ceiling, I think I'm not going to say he can be Joe Burrow, but just the fact that he is just so accurate with his arm and he is like athletic enough to move around the pocket. Maybe not necessarily going to be like an every down, tuck it and run kind of guy, but good pocket passer, good prospect, CJ Stroud to the Panthers, first overall.
All right. I don't like CJ Stroud. I think he's just like a statue over there. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge fan.
He is. The thing with him is like you saw against like Georgia, he can move around. Like he's definitely pretty athletic. He just really doesn't do that most of the time.
Yeah.
So
no, I 100% agree. But with the number 2 pick, Houston Texans, I am going to take, in my opinion, my number 1 guy. And yeah, he might be a little tiny, but Bryce Young is a stud. They can't go wrong there. Like you said, there's not like a clear number 1. So, but I think Bryce Young is the best quarterback in this draft. I still think it's kind of like a weak quarterback draft, but I think he's the number 1.
yeah, and I don't hate that at all. They've been like my 1A, 1B for a very long time, and Bryce Young might be better. I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes a better pro, but just from things I've heard, that's why I would go. But perfect pick for me. And now Cardinals, I think this is a prime trade down spot, but it also depends who's willing to come up. Maybe the Colts want to come up and solidify their guy. Only 1 pick. We've heard some things about the Titans. Maybe Falcons like a guy, Raiders. But if they stay here, it's between Jalen Carter and Will Anderson, and there's just been a lot of Jalen Carter stuff that's not good.
Yeah.
And Will Anderson is a stud. They need
He really
help
is.
everywhere. So Will Anderson, my pick to the Cardinals.
Okay. I like it. Yeah, Will Anderson is going to be fantastic.
Should be.
So, should be, for sure. So what's next? The Indianapolis Colts, huh?
Yep.
See, here's tough because, I mean, you obviously have Anthony Richardson, Will Levis. You got, a guy that I think might be better than one of these guys, maybe both, is your Tennessee quarterback, Hendon Hooker. Yeah, he was hurt, but he's a stud. I don't think they're going to go that route. It's so tough. I feel like Will Levis just makes sense there. He just Kentucky blue, Colts blue.
He just feels like a Colt.
Yeah, really.
For whatever reason, he feels like a Colt.
Yep, I agree. So I'm gonna take Will Levis, Colts.
All right,
lock it in.
All right, and now the Seattle Seahawks. This is a very sneaky good spot for Anthony Richardson, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm not going to do it.
You're not going to do it?
I'm not going to do it. I definitely think that's a very real possibility, though, because it makes a lot of sense. You have Anthony Richardson sit for 2 years. You sign Gino to a 3-year deal, which, I mean, that's good and all, but he's probably not your future. He's already 31 or whatever.
They're going to regret it in like 4 weeks into the season.
Maybe. So. And then if you have a guy like Anthony Richardson, you draft fifth overall, throw him out there.
Okay, I see it.
But it's between two guys for me, Tyree Wilson, Jalen Carter. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go based on that all of this stuff clears up. And I'm going to go Jalen Carter here.
Okay. All right.
I could see him going first. Well, not first. I could see him going second. And I could also see him going like mid to late first, just based off all of the stuff that's going on. So it's a complete wild card to me. But
it really is a shame. The kid's a stud. It just, Yeah.
I still think he's like basically a lock to go top 10. But anything could happen.
I'm pretty sure some teams just took him off their draft board.
Yeah.
Completely.
100%. So. I don't think that's a bad idea either, because there are very serious concerns.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. All right. So we got the
Detroit
Lions. So Detroit Lions, tough. What are their biggest needs? Wide receiver, they have Amon-Ra. You're not going to go receiver this early either way.
Yeah.
Jared Goff, they could go quarterback. I don't really see them going quarterback here.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense. So, I don't know. What would you do? Will Anderson's gone. Jalen Carter those two would be a perfect fit for them.
Mm-hmm. I really like the idea of Tyree Wilson or getting a corner. They did add corners in free agency.
They did.
But still, I mean, these are some blue chip guys here.
Yeah, that's true. Who did they add in free agency?
They got Cam Sutton. They got
from the Steelers.
Yeah, it's from the Steelers, and they got the Emmanuel Mosley, both Tennessee guys, which is pretty funny actually.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, definitely got some help. Yeah.
Would Tyree Wilson make sense here?
I love Tyree Wilson here actually.
Do you? So they have, they drafted 2 guys last year on the D-line, which were very good. And you really going to make that defensive line insane here?
So in this scheme for Tyree Wilson, I see them like James Houston was a stud last year, but he's not an every down guy. He's just like passing downs. He's going to come off just screaming off the edge. So what I see them doing, if this were to be the pick, have Tyree Wilson early downs, very good at stopping the run, have him on the edge. Then passing downs, you bring James Houston in, kick Tyree Wilson inside, and it's gross.
Good. That is true.
That's why I like that. But
yeah, well, with how they, like you said, with how they added with corner this off season, so lock in Tyree Wilson.
All right, I like it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
All right, then number 7, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I'm going to take Anthony Richardson.
Okay.
I like the Jimmy G already did it. He had a young guy get drafted. He's kind of mentored him a little bit with Trey Lance. It obviously hasn't worked out too well so far, but who knows? And
true.
It's a gamble, but I think it's a good spot for him to be. They need a lot more than just a quarterback. 100%. Jimmy G is not the issue for that team. There's a lot more they need. But I think it's just a very good spot for him to sit and develop for 1 or 2 years. Hopefully Josh McDaniels will be fired by then, and then he comes in. So,
true.
I like it.
All right, I agree. Next is the Falcons, and in my opinion, I think they need help in the secondary. What do you think?
I would say so.
I think Witherspoon just makes sense here. He is the top guy on the board. That team needs a lot.
Yeah.
But
there's also some kind of connection. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was, I believe it's Witherspoon, where like his defensive coordinator at Illinois is now with the Falcons or DB coach or something like that. I'm pretty sure there's some type of connection there. So that does make a lot of sense.
Okay.
All right. And then number 9, Chicago Bears, another team needs a lot of help.
Yeah, big time.
One of their biggest things, tackle. I'm going to go with my favorite tackle in the class by a pretty decent amount, Paris Johnson.
Yeah.
I think you could plug and play right tackle, left tackle. You kind of got the left tackle spot was pretty good last year. Right tackle, nothing. But I mean, Paris Johnson, put him literally anywhere on the O-line, and he's a starter for you.
Yeah, he was a blindside for CJ Stroud. He's good. In my opinion, he's the number one.
I would say so.
So, yeah, good pick for sure. And who we got? The Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to run out of time, and they're just going to lose their pick. So on to the next.
This is actually really funny that you get the Eagles. I didn't even realize that at first.
We're going to hate the Eagles. I don't even pay attention to them. They lost a lot this offseason.
They did a lot.
They need a lot, big time. I'm going to go with possibly the best offensive lineman on the board. And I'm going to take Peter Skronsky. They say tackle, but his arms are like small. He's going to be a guard. He's going to help, protect Jalen Hurts. I think the Eagles, Peter Skronsky makes sense.
I like the pick. The pick.
I don't.
And if I'm the Titans in this scenario, I am angry because I think that he fits very well. Mm-hmm. And the Titans, this is a tough spot because...
Actually, speaking of the Titans, Paris Johnson, didn't he come out and say he wanted to play for the Titans?
That was one of the teams that... I think it was like because he was on the podcast with Taylor Lewan, and he said like Taylor Lewan said like, would you want to play for the Titans? He's like, oh yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. So it was one of those. But
yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, right. But tackle they need tackle. They just get Andre Dillard, but he's not a like set tackle for you. He could end up being a guard.
Yeah. And
at this spot, I don't know if you take a tackle here because I think you're reaching for a tackle here if you take a tackle here. Mm-hmm. It's a tough spot. It's tough. It is a tough spot.
And it's not my choice; it's yours. So good luck.
It is mine. It is mine. Okay, I'm gonna go with someone who I might be a little higher on than a lot of other people. In Nolan Smith.
Okay.
Got some guys aging at in the D line. Jeffrey Simmons they just extended a few days ago. Stud. Okay. But Nolan Smith is a little undersized, but he is just an athletic freak, and I think that he is very good. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes this high. I could see him going higher realistically. I'm very high on Nolan Smith. But that is my pick.
All right. I was gonna go him for the Texans right here. Nice. I think that would have been a good fit, but now I got to go a different direction.
You stole my guy, I stole your guy.
Very true, very true. So, again, Texans need everything. They just got a quarterback. Knowing the Texans and how bad they draft, they'll probably take another quarterback. But I am going to go with my number one receiver, and I'm going to take Jackson Smith-Njigba. I think he is the number one receiver. He was injured last year, but kid's a stud.
Oh, he's so good.
And the crazy thing about him is he led statistically the receiving core last year with Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave on it.
And they asked them, who do you think is the best out of you guys? And they both said Jackson Smith-Njigba. So it's crazy. Yeah. He's so good. Like his lateral movement, he is the perfect slot receiver. I don't see how he could fail in the league. Like he's just such a good route runner for like short to intermediate. He might not have like the breakaway speed, but that's not really what you need with a JSN. Yeah. So it's a good pick. It is definitely a good pick. I think JSN is a stud. Yep. And now you are back on the clock with the New York Jets.
New York Jets. Scroll down. Who do you got there? It doesn't matter who you have. I am going to take the number 2 tackle on the board. And who do you think I'm taking right here?
My number 2 tackle is Darnell Wright.
Correct. Darnell Wright. 6'6", 335, monster. I think he is pro ready.
Is he 6'6"? I thought he was smaller than that.
No, I saw 6'6".
6'5".
6'5". Okay, I'm an asshole. So 6'5". He didn't allow a sack. Hendon Hooker. He is the most pro ready out of everyone. His run blocking needs a little bit of help, but he's good.
He's a stud.
He's very good.
So good.
Since Paris Johnson's off the board, I think you got to go there.
Yeah, it's tough between him and like Broderick Jones, or yeah, it's pretty much Broderick Jones or Darnell Wright for tackle too. Or and if
Yeah.
you're taking Peter Skoronski into account there too, but I
Yeah.
think he's probably going to be a guard. But yeah, Darnell Wright is an absolute stud. He is just shooting up draft boards,
Yep.
and I got to see a lot of Darnell Wright play,
Yeah,
obviously,
you did.
and he is very good.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, and now
I'd love him there.
yeah, well, I want him. He's not going to fall to 27 most likely, but I want him there. But we'll see. All right, and now the New England Patriots. I've seen way too much of this guy to not take him here. Zay Flowers. They have done so much work with Zay Flowers in the pre-draft process. At the Senior Bowl, him and Bill O'Brien were talking so much. He was on a visit with the Patriots recently, I'd say last week, and they're basically just teaching him the offense. And I have my concerns with Zay Flowers. He's a little smaller, but he is electric, and it's about time they actually value the wide receiver position and take one high. I know Rupp really likes his pick as a Patriots fan, so that's my guy.
All right.
And
I
then,
mean, honestly, Zay Flowers is my number 5 in this draft. That's just me. He is tiny.
He is quite small.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's my 5. I think he's my number 3. But
Okay.
he's a very good player.
Yeah, he is. That is true.
All right. Now, Green Bay Packers on the clock. You know, what would make sense here? Offensive weapon? You know what I'm not going to do? Draft an offensive weapon. It's never going to happen. Never going to happen. Sorry. I'd like it to happen.
Draft Jordan Love's replacement.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to take Hendon Hooker.
Crap.
So this is interesting because the things that make sense are not going to happen. But I think somewhere on the D line could be good here if you want to go like interior with Brian Brzee. Miles Murphy's fallen a bit. Then you got like Lucas Van Ness. So I'm going to actually take Miles Murphy. I think Miles Murphy could go higher than here too. I think Miles Murphy is a stud. And with Lucas Van Ness would also be a good pick here. I just think Miles Murphy is more of like an every down player. And edge is not the number 1 need for the Packers whatsoever. But
agreed.
The Packers are notorious for not drafting what they need to draft. So that's what I'm basing it off of.
Okay. I like the pick. I mean, they're going to mess it up somehow, in my opinion. So why not go that way?
It's inevitable.
Yep. Seattle took Anthony Richardson?
No, the Raiders did.
Raiders did. Correct. Okay. Washington Redskins.
Racist.
So they need quarterback. I don't know what they're going to do with Howell. Are they going to take a quarterback? I don't know.
It sounds like they're just going to roll with Howell for now.
Right?
I don't know.
Where do they even go here? Maybe they'll go with one of the top corners.
It's definitely a possibility.
Maybe I will go with Joey Porter Jr.
Interesting. Okay.
Kid's good from Penn State. There's other things that they need, but they definitely need corner. So
I like the corner pick here.
Yeah.
And if I'm the Steelers and you just took Joey Porter Jr., I'm sprinting the card in. I'm sprinting as fast as I can. Christian Gonzalez.
There you go.
I think Christian Gonzalez is the best corner in this class. It's kind of hard to mock him at some points, like him and Witherspoon, and even Porter. It's kind of hard to see where they fall, but Christian Gonzalez is just so fluid, and he's big. He is just he's so good. Love Christian Gonzalez. I think this is a great spot if it happens. I don't know if he'll fall this far, honestly, but yeah.
Who knows?
Okay. Lions on the clock.
Who did they take last time?
The Lions, they took Tyree Wilson.
Tyree Wilson. Okay. So they took edge. What are they going to do here? This is tough. Tight ends, I don't think. I mean, they definitely need a replacement for, Hawkinson. But this is tough here.
It is
definitely tough.
Because they have a very good roster. Their roster is very, very good.
100%. And they still need secondary, correct?
You can do secondary. I mean, because they just got CJ Gardner-Johnson as well.
Yeah.
Got the
they did. I forgot
corners.
about that.
Yeah.
That is true. Do they go wide receiver here?
There's a possibility.
They have Amon-Ra. Who else do they have?
Jameson Williams, they just drafted pretty high. Number
Yeah.
12, I believe, last year.
Great, but you're really gonna have 3 studs?
Yes.
This is tough.
It is.
This is very tough.
I'm glad you got this one.
Yeah, no, I don't want this one. You can take it.
No, thanks. It's all you.
Yeah, I defer.
You got to take a pick.
This sucks.
I mean, I don't think this is too early for two specific tight ends if you wanted to go that route.
Yeah.
There's also one of the hardest things to mock this year is Bijan Robinson. He could go at number 10. He could go in the second round. Here. It's very hard to mock him.
I know. I think I might go with this is tough. You know what? Just keep it interesting. Keep it rolling. Let's go Dalton Kincaid. Yeah. I don't like that pick. But
I feel like it is still a little early for a tight end, but we're not doing trades. I would probably trade back in this scenario if they could.
I would 100% because, I mean, you don't need another receiver. You can't. What are you going to do? You can't pay Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams, and another. You're going to lose one. You already have 2 studs. You know, I don't know. It's tough here. Very tough.
It is. I do like the tight end pick, and that's probably what I would do also.
Yeah.
And I think Kincaid's better than Mayer. I think Kincaid is my tight end 1.
Yeah.
He has just like the best hands maybe of all time. It's crazy. His catch radius is just insane. He's a stud. So yeah. I like the pick.
All right.
All right. Then you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here. I think that O-line is probably the biggest thing they need here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with Broderick Jones. I would also consider Anton Harrison. It just depends on what they want to do with Tristan Wirfs. I am basing this off of they moved Tristan Wirfs to left tackle, which I think is not a terrible idea. But if you want to take Anton Harrison, throw him at left tackle, and keep Tristan Wirfs at right tackle, that's also fine. I just think that it makes sense for them to make Tristan Wirfs a left tackle just to see how it goes at least. And that's just what I've heard they wanted to do anyway. So.
All right. So the Chargers.
Nope, you're the Seahawks.
I'm the Oh, I completely just skipped them.
Yep, you did.
Why do I have the teams that I hate? I don't get it.
That's pretty funny.
It sucks. I kind of want to go D-line.
Okay.
Could you go to D-line? See who we got. I'm gonna pick defensive lineman Kalijah Cansey. To the Seattle Seahawks. He's good. He's very good. What is he, 6'1", though? So he's a little short.
He's a little undersized, but then you take into account that he's from Pitt, and everybody's like, oh my God, it's Aaron Donald. It's not Aaron Donald, but
that is true.
A lot of comparisons to him.
He is a great quick first step. The guy's really good.
All right, and then the Chargers at 21. This is the Bijan Robinson spot for me right now. Everybody's doing this. I mean,
really?
with the Austin Eckler stuff, you don't know. So there's a potential that he's traded before the draft. There's potential that you just take Bijan Robinson now and let him walk. Austin Eckler walk at the end of the year. Bijan Robinson is very hard to project where he's going. So I'll take him here.
That is a great fit.
Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. That.
Yeah. I mean, James probably would hate it, but you know.
Probably true.
Yep. So, Baltimore Ravens. I know they wanted Odell. They gave him an offer and everything. But right here is perfect spot for Quentin Johnston. He is not my number 1, but I see him going here. He is great. He really is. But I think they have to go receiver. Who else do they have? Their receiver room is just gross.
It's basically Bateman.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And they're both like kind of big, but they're very different the way they play. So I think that is a pretty good compliment.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's 6'1", 200. He's no, he's not. He's 6'4", 208.
Yeah, his measurements were weird though, because they said it was 6'4" the whole year, and then he went to the combine. He was like 6'2" or something.
Weird.
Yeah.
He's a freak athlete though, but is Lamar going to be throwing to him? Who knows?
Who knows? That could be a Hendon Hooker right there. Who knows?
That is true.
All right. 23, Minnesota Vikings. You know, a corner here, I'm not saying a corner is not a good pick. I don't know if I'm going to go that route yet.
Okay.
Because just taking into account they just got Byron Murphy, but corner has been a very large hole for them for a very long time.
Mhm.
Could go receiver here. Just got rid of Adam Thielen. There's a couple different things that they could do. So, you know what? I'm just gonna go best player available for me. I don't know. Never mind.
It's tough.
It's tough. I'm stuck between Van Ness, who is best player available for me, and then Deontay Banks, which is filling a little bit more of a need.
Mhm.
But you know, I'm gonna go Lucas Van Ness because Zadarius
Ooh,
Smith
okay.
just requested to be released, so we don't know what's going on with that. And you can never have too many edge rushers. So
True. All right. Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick at all. Jaguars, correct? So this
Jaguars.
one's tough. Feel like you have to help out and protect your quarterback. A little more protection, I think, is going to be that team is going to be insane. So right here, I'm taking Anton Harrison. What is he on my list of tackles? He is number 5 for me.
yeah,
It was
I think I'm a
4 or 5. I
little.
wasn't too sure.
Yeah, I think I'm a little higher on him than some maybe. I think I have him. I have him 4, but I have
Okay.
him ahead of like DeJuan Jones and everything too. So,
Okay.
I keep forgetting that Skoronski is a tackle because I always like just view him as a guard a little bit. So he would also.
Oh,
be
I put him straight to guard. I don't even see him as a tackle anymore.
Yeah, he
That's
could
it.
still play tackle. I'm not ruling that out,
Good.
but
But if every team is saying it, everyone is saying it, I don't know. So, but yeah, no, he's good. He's quick, very good size. So,
yeah,
it's tough
makes
though
sense.
because I can see him being a day 2 pick as well.
Good.
So, never know.
Guess
Never
we
know.
shall see.
This late in the draft, everything gets messed up.
Yeah. All right. Now the New York Giants. I kind of want to go receiver here, but I feel like Jordan Addison. I love Jordan Addison, but they just
Yeah.
have so many receivers that are just smaller, quicker,
Mhm.
kind of slot guys. So
Mhm.
is Jordan Addison just like another one of the same thing they have? Maybe a little bit too much. So I am not going to go with Jordan Addison here.
Okay.
I think I might go corner. I know they want interior line, but I think they're looking more for center and like John Michael Schmitz. I don't think this is a good. I think it's a good spot for him. I think it's too early for him.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take Deontay Banks. They could always use the corner help, and
Okay.
yeah, just more secondary help. Why not?
All right. I think I would have gone receiver. Their receiver room is just gross.
Yeah,
And now that they're probably not going to get Odell, but that's definitely a good pick. I don't mind that at all. For the Cowboys, I am running in Brian Bresee. I'll say that right this time.
it's Brzee. Still not right.
Brian
Brian Brzee.
Brian B. How about that?
Brian B from Clemson. Okay.
6'5", 302, great size, short area quickness, big motor. The kid's, a stud. And yeah,
Good pick.
Cowboys right there.
All right, now my Buffalo Bills on the clock. This board has fallen somewhat nicely. So I could see a number of things happening here. I could see them going right tackle and replacing Spencer Brown. I could see them. I don't really see them going interior. A lot of people have them going interior. People said that they're gonna trade up for interior. I don't see that. They just added
I know exactly
2 guards.
what I would do here.
I do too.
What are you doing?
I've seen corner a lot here. Don't like it.
Mhm.
Jack Campbell. Everybody's saying linebacker. Bills need a linebacker. If they take a linebacker in the first round, I'm instantly angry. So, Jordan Addison, add another weapon for Josh Allen. Jordan
exactly
Addison
what I would do.
is a stud. It makes so much sense. Inside outside
Yeah.
versatility. A lot of people are like, "Oh, he's too much like Diggs." Is that a bad thing? No. That's your instant wide receiver 2 over Gabe Davis, 100%. And let's say even so, Gabe Davis is still your number 2, your outside guy. You could put Jordan Addison literally anywhere on the field and just get him the ball. Route running is my thing. I love receivers that are good route runners. He might be the best pure route runner in the class. Deep, medium, short routes. I'd probably say short, intermediate, be JSN. But then on the deep routes, I'm taking Jordan Addison 100%. This is maybe my dream pick.
Okay.
Hope it happens. We'll see.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't. No, that was exactly who I was thinking of. So, good pick. Good pick. Bengals are up. Here, I know they need tight end. They lost, Hayden Hurst. I am going to go with, and it's, I haven't seen it, but I'll go with Gibbs. Running back.
Interesting.
Yep. The kid's good. 5'9", though. That's the only problem. He is tiny. They had Perrine last year. Perrine signed somewhere else. With Mixon and everything going on. I don't know. But Gibbs is very good. He will fit any scheme. Any. He's fast, hit the holes. He's just fast in general.
Yeah.
And the negative, he's a little small. And his pass blocking takes a hit because of that. So,
yeah, that's true.
But
I feel like he plays bigger than 5'9" anyway, though.
Yeah.
I kind of didn't even realize he was that small.
Yeah. But he's tiny.
He is electric.
Yeah, he is.
And yeah, I mean, I was at the Tennessee-Bama game, and Gibbs was literally the only part of that team that looked good other than Bryce Young. He was for the whole year, he's the team's leading rusher and the team's leading receiver. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Bad year for Bama, just based off of the skill positions, but Gibbs is a stud. And, it makes a lot of sense. I don't know what's going on with Mixon. There's more cases being opened about him. The guy is just, there's a lot to deal with there. So, I like the pick. All right. Then the New Orleans Saints at 29. I saw a lot of Hendon Hooker. They've been talking to him a lot. I don't know if you take a Hendon Hooker, considering that you don't need to develop him. He's a guy that you just throw in and he is going to be your starting quarterback, basically. And you just signed Derek Carr to a 3 or 4 year deal. One of those guys is going to waste. I don't see that happening here. Last year, they got Trevor Penning in the first round. Dumb trade, first of all. That was just dumb. Interior, they could definitely use more there. I might be leaning Osiris Torrance here. You could always get a corner. I kind of like Alontae Taylor. Go Vols. I'm gonna go Osiris Torrance here. He's
okay.
I think he's the best interior O lineman in the class. If you're depending on what you see in Peter Skoronski. But
true.
Yeah.
I agree with you there. I think he's I have Peter Skoronski as number 1.
Yeah.
But he is the number 2 at guard. Very powerful, very big. 6'5", 340, 350 or something. Yeah, he really is. So, good pick. Good pick. How do I get stuck with the Eagles again?
Let's go.
This is freaking ridiculous. Who did I pick last time for the Eagles? I don't even remember.
The Eagles went Peter Skoronski.
We did. Crap. Okay. Scroll down a little bit. What do we got?
Do you want to hear my dream pick?
I think I have my pick, but what do you got?
My dream pick is Brian Branch because he is CJ Gardner-Johnson. Slot, safety, corner, hybrid, can do anything. I think he is literally the perfect replacement.
Okay. I was thinking of BJ Ojolari. But if you think Branch is a better fit, we can go there.
Hey, I'm not drafting. You're drafting for your favorite team, the Eagles, and you could do what you need to do.
I hate them. Branch makes more sense now that you say that, but we'll go with BJ Ojolari. Yeah.
All right. And then 31, closing out the first round, the Kansas City Chiefs.
I have someone here.
I think I don't know what you're thinking. I could see a wide receiver here. I really like Josh Downs a lot, but I don't think that he's the receiver that they need. You could go at a Tamiwa, at a Barre. Keanu Benton would be kind of nice too, but
I think they need some speed on that team.
I don't think
a 6 foot 180.
Who are you thinking
Game breaking speed.
Jalen Hyatt?
Best deep threat in the game, Jalen Hyatt. That's who I would go with.
You know, I don't hate that. I don't hate that. But I'm going to go with DeJuan Jones. They need the right tackle.
Jones.
Just signed Juwan Taylor to a very large contract, so he's going to be your left tackle. Right tackle, you don't have anybody. So I think this is a good spot for DeJuan Jones. And I do like the Hyatt pick, though, 100%, because I mean, I don't really know what's happening with MVS, but he's like your deep ball threat dude. Jalen Hyatt's better. Yeah.
Yeah. They lost Tyreek, speed, McCall Hardman, speed. You know, now, I mean, Juju wasn't that fast, but he's gone too. So I don't know.
Yeah. They definitely need the receiver help. But you got me thinking, man. You got me thinking now.
Listen, who'd James go with? Did he say?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Call him up. Let's see. Let him pick.
I'm gonna go DeJuan Jones. Jones.
There you go.
All right. Well, that if this ever loads. All right. Well, that was the full mock draft. If I could get it all in the screen, I can't, because why would it go that way? All right. Yeah. Quick rundown: CJ Stroud first overall, the Panthers. Probably what's going to happen. Bryce Young, maybe the best quarterback in the draft.
See, I don't know. The Panthers traded up to number 1 when Anthony Richardson was the big talk.
It's true.
I can see the Carolina Panthers doing something stupid and going Anthony Richardson.
I honestly don't even think that's that stupid. I think it's the biggest gamble that we've ever seen, maybe ever.
Yeah.
But I honestly wouldn't hate it. I think that when they were at 9, I thought it was a perfect spot because they have a fantastic coaching staff in place. And then who do they have now? Dalton? Did they just sign Dalton?
I don't even know. Could be.
I think they just signed Andy Dalton. Whatever. You got a pretty decent O-line. You're getting some good weapons with Thielen and Chark, who they just signed. I think it was a perfect spot for him, but I think at 1 is a reach. But yeah, let's not go over redo every pick, but we'll go over just some ones that stand out. Darnell Wright to the Jets might be a little high for some. I think it's a very good pick.
I think it's a good pick. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Oh yeah,
I would rather Paris Johnson all day long, but I don't think he's going to go to 13.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I think he's going to be taken before that.
Yeah, Christian Gonzalez falling a little bit to 17 to the Steelers. I think he has the potential to go top 10. I think he's better than Devin Witherspoon, however you want to say it. Tough. Good spot for him, though. And then Dalton Kincaid going maybe a bit earlier than we've seen. I think it's still a good pick. And the Lions probably should trade down from that spot if they can.
I agree.
If this is how the board falls, at least, because they don't have a lot of needs.
Yeah.
And then Chargers can Bijan Robinson. Just it's so hard to project where Bijan Robinson goes because he
could have gone to the Lions right there too.
He could have gone 10 to the Eagles. Really, he could go 9 to the Bears or something. He's probably a top 5 player in this draft, but just the way that things have been trending with running backs, how they're not valued as much, it's so hard to see like where he's going to go. So yeah. Jordan Addison to the Bills. Oh yeah, please give me Jordan Addison.
If that happens, I'm going to be pissed off.
I'd be so happy.
Yeah, I don't want them to get any receiver in this draft.
Yeah, my dream would be JSN, but I doubt he's going. They'd have to trade up and probably too much. Jahmyr Gibbs going to the Bengals. Haven't seen it a lot, but it makes a lot of sense, especially what's going on with Mixon.
Yeah, I didn't know what else to do there.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like secondary you could go, but then like who's really a fit there? Like Brian Branch is available, but is he really a fit there? I'm not too sure of that. But yeah, overall, I think the thing with mock drafts is they are dumb. Like maybe none of these picks will be made, and there's a very real possibility of that. But they're so fun, and just thinking of that these certain scenarios of this player is going to go here, how he'd look on this offense, how I mean, you'd look at Zay Flowers at 14, like how a guy like that would just expand the Patriots offense more than it has been in a very long time.
Mhm.
Let's talk about a guy like Bijan Robinson to the Chargers. Like, that's just so much fun.
Mhm.
But it probably won't happen, or we literally just don't know.
Well, like you said, it is so hard to figure out who's going where. None of this makes sense. We don't know anything ever. So my question is, what is actually harder to pick out? The first round of the draft or March Madness bracket? Tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be March Madness because that thing's just ridiculous.
It is.
And like,
it is.
But I don't know. I don't think it's actually possible to get every single pick right. With screw that. I'm 100% going to draft because you have to take into account trades and everything, which nobody ever gets right. You have to take into account like so much, like where people have somebody on their board, which you never know. Like, you got Cole Strange as a first round pick. You don't know what the Raiders are going to do. Are they going to draft Anthony Richardson, or are they going to draft a 4th rounder at number 7?
That is true. They are terrible at drafting.
Yeah.
Oof.
We'll see. But yeah, that was the mock draft 1.0 for us. We'll probably do this again. Maybe we'll have trades. Maybe we'll do more of a what we would do than a predictive. But yeah, that's the mock draft.
There you go.
I think it was pretty good. You heard it here first. Every single pick that just happened is going to happen. We probably won't get any right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
All right. Good stuff.
I hope you guys enjoyed. It was pretty fun to do.
So. It was.
Yeah. Till next time.